You getting cold, Kev?
No, just love this hoodie.
Really? So why do you love this hoodie?
It's a reminder to take massive action every day.
Today, I want to talk about scaling your business to new heights. And you know what? I am here with none other than Kev Blackburn. If you are thinking about getting a warehouse, if you are questioning that, this guy knows all about it. So stay tuned. We're going to go through everything that you need to know and share his top tips and tricks for getting and upgrading and scaling your business using your warehouse. Stay tuned.
My name's Kev. Been an Amazon seller since 2015. We have just recently moved into this 10,000 square foot warehouse. It's actually our second warehouse. It's been a pretty crazy 2020 for all of us Amazon sellers, but the coronavirus has definitely also given amazing opportunity where we took advantage and upgraded all our operations from 2,000 square foot warehouse to now this 10,000 square foot warehouse. So lots of things that I could be talking about, lots of things I can share, but I've certainly learned a lot, especially this year for sure. Well, we're in our brand new 10,000 square foot warehouse. We've been here since May, so it's been about 3 months at this point. When we first moved in, it was completely different to what you see now. We've had to rebuild everything from the ground up. The walls, the paint, the offices, the furniture, the system, everything has been redesigned. So we're still in the process of building out, and we've recruited so many brand new staff members, apprentices, but we're definitely investing for the operation to allow us to get to that next level. Last month alone, we shipped over 52,000 units. And that is, in our belief, only about 50% capacity. We've still got a lot of growing to do, but we're certainly getting there.
Tell me a little bit about that decision to get your first warehouse. What did it look like and how did that happen?
Yeah, well, whenever you're thinking about growing your business, you've got to think of it in terms of bottlenecks that you might experience. You may experience time, money, space, products. There's a number of different bottlenecks that you may experience. Ultimately, when it comes to space, at some point, you're going to run out of space. So for us, back in 2015, when we started from home, our living room got to the point where it was just too busy. It's just far too busy to systemize and make your operations more efficient. Because at some point, when you're trying to optimize your operations, you need more space, you need more areas to streamline your operations. Our old warehouse, the 2,000 square foot warehouse, it got to that point again. We had so many pallets, we had so many boxes, so many products, so many things going on all the time where you're sort of going in between pallets like this and then like this. And it has a dramatic sort of drop off in efficiency. And that's why we was like, right, we need to look for a bigger warehouse. We were looking at 6,000, 8,000. We found this 10,000 square foot warehouse and we was like, this is the ideal space. Here we've got an inbound and an outbound roller shutter door. We've got offices for new staff members, warehouse management, accounting, marketing. We've got a reception. It just allowed us to evolve the operations into a much more mature business, as well as reinventing the system. So that's what I would say to you. If you're right now at home and you know what it's like, you're getting your deliveries through your front door, you're bringing your packages into your kitchen, into your living room, into your dining room, into your hallway, your bathroom, everywhere. At some point, that is slowing you down. At some point, that is going to hold you back in terms of the amount of products that you can process. Plus, if you're going to look at hiring staff members, you're going to want to have some days off, and you're going to want to separate your business to your personal life. Taking that leap into a warehouse, it is a big leap, and there's a lot of factors that go involved, like obviously profitability, your revenue. It's all subjective based on you as well as where you live. So if you're living in a big city like London, for example, maybe warehouses is very difficult to get into due to the price. Or you might be living a little bit more remote, like here in Scunthorpe, the warehouse prices are much lower than maybe in central London. right? So it made sense for us to take that leap, moving into a, back then, 2,000 square foot warehouse. But you've got to look at your own business, and it's subjective ultimately to you. But always think of your bottlenecks. If you're running out of products and you can't source enough, it might be virtual assistants, sourcing assistants. If you're running out of capital, then one, you can look at obviously external funding, be resourceful for that, or you may need to manage the products that you're purchasing and look at the life cycle of your products. Are you buying too much? Are you buying too little? What's the most profitable products that you've got? These are all the things to look at, and that's why you as the business owner, you've got to see yourself as a chess player. You're thinking about what's your next move? How do I get to that quantum leap? And that's why we went to a 10,000 square foot warehouse.
I see you've got some cameras here. What are they?
It's our brand new quality control system, which basically is such an important aspect of shipping products to Amazon. As you know, you're shipping, you may be shipping hundreds, if not thousands of units to Amazon, and everything needs to be bubble wrapped, bagged, bundled, labeled correctly. There's a lot of things involved, and a big part of your Amazon Seller Central health is your inbound performance. Because if you ship something in Amazon, say this hasn't been bubble wrapped, or this hasn't been labeled, or whatever the situation may be, you need to start gathering evidence. So that's what we've done for the last couple of years. We've been taking photos, and we've been taking as much evidence to prove our quality control as much as possible. What we did coming into this brand new warehouse, which is super windy right now, by the way, it's just so big. What we did, we introduced these basically Wi-Fi cameras that allow us to record everything, every single one of our shipments that we process. Every single shipment has a time, a date, the shipment ID, and if there's ever a situation where Amazon say this hasn't been done right, well, we can go right back to the timestamp, we can confirm it in video format, which shows one, our quality control, our boxing team members looking at the product, quality controlling and inspecting the product, and then also putting it into the box and weighing the box. And so that it's the next level of gathering evidence for Amazon. Top 5 things to consider before moving into a warehouse. Number 1 is obviously your business revenue right now, the profitability of your business. Knowing your numbers, that's really, really key, because if you're right now working from home, you don't have that additional expense. There's a lot of things to consider then in the warehouse. So you've got maybe the rent, you've got the utilities, the insurance, you've got security. There's a lot involved when it comes to a warehouse. So look at absolutely everything from the lease agreement, the time, the terms and conditions. Look at everything. You need to look and know everything before you sign on that dotted line. Fortunately for us, we actually, and this is a good tip, have a drive around your local town, your industrial estates, to see if there's maybe an empty warehouse that you can see is empty, and then start knocking on some doors and asking, is this warehouse free right now? Who's the landlord? Who owns it? And start having a conversation. And that's actually how we found our first warehouse. We saw this warehouse, it was empty. We started asking the businesses around, saying, is this warehouse empty? Whose is this? And the landlord was across the road. I walked into his office, I introduced myself, I said, look, we're looking for this warehouse. It's a perfect location, it's an amazing warehouse. We want to get started. And he was like, well, if you pay me the deposit, if you pay me the 1 month's rent, you're in. And that was it. It was literally a day later, just being a bit resourceful. So that's definitely something I would say. Another thing is ultimately deciding whether it's the right thing for you. Do you really want to do it? Because when you've got a warehouse, you've now got staff, you've now got the management of staff, you've now got the legal side of things, health and safety. You may have business rates, there's the council tax, there's so many different things that you may need to now consider in terms of security, insurance, all these things you need to consider. So another thing is, do you really want to do it? The 4th thing I would say is, for me personally, it allows you to own the system. It allows you to be in control of the system. So if you're somebody who loves to systemize, like I do, and loves to put all the pieces of the puzzle together, from shelving to prep tables, and you like to talk about how to make it more optimized, and that excites you and gives you energy, then Warehouse is an amazing thing for you. Because for me and Steve and the team, we've loved it. It's fantastic. And the final thing I would say is, you may never feel like it's quite the right moment. You may not feel that you're ever right at the right time. And a big part of entrepreneurship and business building, and ultimately taking a leap into and believing in yourself, the vision that you have, ultimately the goals that you have in life, you've got to have belief in yourself that you will find the way. You will go into this warehouse and you'll be motivated, you'll find answers, you'll be resourceful, you'll start to think of, how can I grow my online arbitrage business into a wholesale business? And you'll start thinking of, how can I diversify and start using the warehouse as other things? Like, I've been hosting masterminds at our warehouse. You can start to be creative with it. So they're off the top of my head, 5 things for you.
Right, Kev, that was some really good information. And you know what? I think if anyone's thinking about maybe getting a warehouse, that's going to be some really top tips to think about. And you know, from me to you, thank you so much for sharing that journey. I just want to ask, if anyone wants to get in contact with you, you know, what's the best way? How can they do it?
Come to the YouTube channel, Life Success Engineer, Facebook, Instagram, or you can just email me if you want at any time.
Fantastic. That's great. What I'll do is I'll drop a link down below, obviously, to Kev's YouTube channel, actually up there, and then also I'll drop a link down below to his Facebook group, so you can join that as well. And also, if you've got any questions, ask him. Honestly, great guy, so much knowledge, so much experience, and you can see it now in this warehouse that, you know, I certainly take advantage of that. But, you know, for me and everyone watching, Kev, thank you. Honestly, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you for the tour. Honestly, really nice to see. And you know, honestly, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cool. Bye-bye.